قبل انضمامي في هذا البرنامج قد تعلمت شيئا من النحو والصرف، ولكن لم أكن قادرا على التكلم اللغة العربية. والآن الحمد لله يمكنني أن أتكلم بها، وإضافة إلى ذلك لا أتردد دائما أو غالبا في كلامي. وبعد أن أكملت هذا البرنامج قد انضممت في برنامج آخر، حيث أتعلم العلوم الشرعية في اللغة العربية كاملا. ألتقي بشيخ أسبوعية ويسألني بعض الأسئلة في اللغة العربية وأجيبه في هذه اللغة، وإضافة إلى ذلك أكتب الامتحانات في اللغة العربية، وأكتب أو أقرأ الكتب العربية. وإضافة إلى ذلك يشرح الشيخ الكتب في اللغة العربية، وأفهمه عند يتكلم أو أفهم كلامه وهو يفهم كلامي، والحمد لله. استغرقت سنتين لإكمال هذا البرنامج، ونعم كنت أستطيع أن أكمل هذا البرنامج قبل سنتين، ولكن كنت مريضة، وإضافة إلى ذلك سافرت، وإضافة إلى ذلك قد ركزت على حفظ المفردات، لأني لم أريد أن أكمل هذا البرنامج وربما أنسى معظم المفردات. ولكن نعم، بالحقيقة لا بد من حفظ المفردات، ولكن ما هذا أهم شيء. ولا أزال أبحث في المعجم عندما لا أعرف معاني بعض المفردات. لا أزال أتعلم هذه اللغة، والحمد لله. Before I joined this program, Before I joined this program, I do remember how much I wanted to learn the Arabic language, and likewise the attempts that I made before. However, I was frequently busy, but I do remember saying to myself, you know what? I'm not getting any younger, and life does not stop getting busy, so I need to do something about it. I joined the program. Alhamdulillah, it has been extremely beneficial because it gave me the structure that I needed. It gave me the teachers that I needed to provide support, and likewise an opportunity for me to see how someone who does not have Arabic as a native language can learn it and be fluent and speak as if they were and Arab. Walhamdulillah. The community was also super beneficial. The structure was also super beneficial. And likewise, the book Kashful Mufradat was also super beneficial as well. I did think about quitting the program a number of times because there were moments where it got hard. I mean, I think the most difficult part for me about the program is the time that it takes to memorize the vocabulary. But then along with that, just the speaking practice, because you understand that you're learning, but you get frustrated with yourself because when you're speaking, you're trying to speak at a good pace. But at the same time, you need to recall the vocabulary, use the right vocabulary in the right context, while also applying the latest rules of Nahu and Sarf that you are aware of, while trying not to stutter and thinking about what you're going to say next. And I think the times when I felt the most frustrated was when I did the Arabic Accelerated program with Ustad Muhammad. Beneficial. It's just when you're asked to come up with a scenario and you have to imagine a scenario while thinking about all this, it can be very frustrating. And there was also a moment where I was attending the conversational sessions. I thought I was speaking very fluently and getting better. And then the following week, Ustad Hassan basically asks us a question about Islam, as he likes to do in some of his sessions. And of course, when you're speaking about the deen, you are cautious of what you say because you want to ensure that you're speaking the truth. And I was pausing, not speaking as fast as I used to. And he basically said, it looks as if you are speaking at a slower pace, or a pace not as well as you did the week before. And this feedback really hit me hard. At that time, I was attending 2 to 3 conversational sessions a week. After he provided that feedback, I was attending at least 5 conversational sessions a week, once every day, except for one day of the week. But this extra practice really benefited me because to learn the Arabic language, you need the vocab, you need the foundations. Likewise, you keep speaking, making mistakes, and getting corrected. And of course, dua was extremely beneficial. And I think this is something that students are going to struggle with. It's just being patient with yourself as you continue to make mistakes and you try to get better. So, of course, just attending additional conversational sessions, making more dua, extremely important, something that cannot be understated. And likewise, just continuing to revise my vocabulary. And alhamdulillah, with consistent practice, it gets to a point where there's just something that clicks in your brain and the language starts making a bit more sense. And you are now able to pick up on your mistakes or at least realize that something is not correct. But the program works. It's been extremely beneficial connecting with the teachers. It's been extremely beneficial with the thorough and ample opportunities to speak. It's extremely beneficial meeting, brothers all over the world who also have the same goal, also have the same struggles, but it's despite the fact that they work full time, that they're married, that they have their own businesses, that maybe they're memorizing the Quran, etc., etc. All of us are working towards the same thing. So you don't feel as if you are going through this alone. So I don't feel that learning the Arabic language is impossible. It's 100% possible if you have the right structure and you have the right support. And the skills that I've gained in the program have benefited me greatly. The key things that I've achieved, I would say, alhamdulillah, now I can continue learning the language through the language. I don't have to go through English. Even this program that I'm now a part of, we continue to learn Arabic and the teacher's explaining things in Arabic. Alhamdulillah, I am continuing to study the deen via the Arabic language, which is great. And Alhamdulillah, it's the month of Ramadan, and standing in Taraweeh is easier because I now have a better understanding of what the Imam is reciting. Now, of course, I don't know every single word in the Quran, but I'm able to follow along. Last year, I was in a masjid that was close by to me, Salatul Isha, and the Imam was reciting some ayat of the Quran about the story of Musa, alayhi salam, and I literally understood every single word that the Imam recited, except for one. My understanding of the Quran is getting better because I now understand what is being recited, and along with that, I'm able to converse with Arabs in their language, and likewise, to a certain extent, to teach the Arabic language. So how do I feel? Alhamdulillah, I feel great. This was my second most important goal on my list of things to do before I die. And now that I know this language, inshallah, it will support me with my first goal. Of course, during the program, I did feel overwhelmed. Again, it does take time to memorize the vocabulary, but one of the things I've learned in life is if you have an important goal that you want to accomplish, find an individual or individuals that have accomplished that goal, get their support, and go through it. The program gave me everything that I needed and more. And alhamdulillah, I've accomplished my goal. I'm able to speak Arabic, and of course, the learning continues. So, for anyone who is considering learning the Arabic program, get to it. We're not getting any younger. It's possible, and you can do it. The support and the resources are there.